morning all of you. Today we are going to learn some of the programs by using C language. Let us see. Today we are going to learn about the important programs that are how to calculate the individual digits of a given number sum, the sum of individual digits of a given number. So for that, for example, we have given the input as sum 1, 2, 3. So whenever we have provided the number as 1, 2, 3, after that it has to add the digits. That means digits in the sense 1 is the 1 digit, 2, 3. Like that, it will add the individual digits of the given number. That means 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is equal to 6 is the result here. Okay, so let us see how to write the program for this logic. First write down the comment lines. Program for sum of individual digits. Individual digits of a given number. Next, write down the header file. What is the header file we need to use? Hash include standard input output stdio.h. Next, our C program execution can starts with void main. Next, we have to call the local variables. What are the variables we need? We need to take the data type as integer. For providing the input value, let us take n. For storing the sum value, we have to take sum is equal to 0. After that, we have to take another value for calculating the remainder value, that is REM. Now, read the value from the keyboard. That means let us take the printf statement for displaying the message. Enter the value of n. Next, scanf %d, ampersand n. After that, now we have to check whether the given number is greater than 0 or not. Whenever the number is greater than 0, then only we can work out on this one. So while n greater than 0, whenever this condition is true, then it has to execute the 3 statements. That means it has to calculate the remainder value. After that, add the sum value with the remainder, then it has to divide the number. Let us see. First I am calculating the remainder value. Remainder is equal to n modulus 10. After that, adding the remainder with the sum is equal to sum plus remainder. Then I am dividing the n value, n is equal to n by 10 here. Next, whenever this condition is false, then it has to print the result as the sum. So that is printf individual digits of a given number is equal to %d, where our result is stored, that is sum here. Our result can be stored in the variable of sum here. So we have to call the variable here, that is sum. So sum, let us execute this one. First I am compiling that. Is there any errors or not? So it is ready to execute. There is no errors here. So I am running this one. Let us see, it is asking to enter the value of n here. So I am providing the value of n as, for example, 821. Now individual digits of a given number, that is equal to 11 here. 8 plus 2 is 10, 10 plus 1 is equal to 11. Okay, like this we have to write down these 3 statements for calculating the sum of individual digits of a given number. Now let us see how, let us trace out on this one. I am taking paint. Let us see. Now we have to run on this one. First of all, I am taking the input value as some n is equal to, for example, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Our expecting result is, we are expecting result is equal to 6. Am I right? That means 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is equal to 6 we are expecting. Let us see. First I am checking while n greater than 0. What is the n value here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is greater than 0. That is condition is true here. Now whenever this condition is true, then it has to execute these statements here. First it has to calculate the remainder value. That implies remainder is equal to n modulus 10. What is the n value? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 modulus 10. That is equal to, it gives the remainder that is equal to 3. After that, add the remainder with the sum value. Sum is equal to, already sum is initialized with 0. Then remainder is 3 here. That is equal to 3. Then n is equal to n by 10. That means 1, 2, 3 by 10. That is equal to 1, 2. Because here we have taken the data type as the integer. Integer can store only the integral part. So that's why it gives the value as 12. Now our condition is not false, so that means our loop is again iterating. Let us take with new values. It is checking with the new values while our n value is 12. 12 is greater than 0. Condition is true here. Now I am executing these 3 statements. Remainder is equal to remainder modulus 10, that sorry, n modulus 10, that is equal to 1, 2 modulus 10, that is equal to 2. Next, it is adding the sum. Sum is equal to sum plus remainder. Sorry, sum, what is the sum value previously? 3. 3 plus 2, that is equal to 5 here. After that, n is equal to n by 10. What is the n value? 12. 12 by 10, that is equal to 1. It gives the result as 1. Okay. Now, let us take the another iteration here. While, what is the n value? N 1 greater than 0. Yes, condition true here. Next, I am calculating the remainder. Remainder is equal to 1 modulus 10, that is equal to 1 here. Next, sum is equal to sum plus remainder. What is the sum value? 5. 5 plus 1, that is equal to 6 here. And n is equal to n by 10. N in the sense 1, 1 by 10, that gives the 0. Okay. Next, check the condition while 0 greater than 0. Now see, the condition is false here. Whenever this condition is false, then automatically it gives the result value as sum. So what is the sum value here? 6 here. 6 gives the result for individual sum of the given number, that is equal to 1, 2, 3 here. Like this, we can calculate the sum of individual digits of a given number. Okay, this is the logic we have to follow for adding the digits of the given number. Now let us see the next program. Reversing the digits of a given number. The next program is reversing the digits of a given number. This is also as like this one, but just we have to change the single statement here. Let us see how to implement the logic for the reversing of the given number. Let us take the new editor. Now I am writing the same program. First write down the command lines. What are the command lines here? What is the program here? reversing the digits of a given number. Next, write down the header file. What is the header file we need? Hash include stdio.h. Next, our C program execution can start with void main. Next, declare the variables. What are the variables we need? For providing the input value, we have to take the n, and for storing the result, we have to take the one reverse variable. Let us see. Let us take the integer data type. Next, for input n, storing the result, I am taking the reverse is equal to 0. Initially, we have assigned with some value. Next, let us take another value, that is reminder here. Now read the value from the keyboard. What are the statements we can use? Printf and scanf here. So enter the value of n. Next, scanf %d ampersand n. Now we have to check whether the given number is greater than 0 or not. So n greater than 0. Whenever the n greater than 0, then it has to execute the next statements here. First calculate the remainder value. Remainder is equal to n modulus 10. It gives the remainder. After that it has to calculate the reverse value. Reverse is equal to reverse into 10 plus remainder. Only these statements can be changed from previous program to this one. Here we are multiplying with 10, but here just we are adding with the sum value. That is the difference between previous program to this program. Now divide the n value. N is equal to n by 10 here. Whenever this condition is false, then it has to print the result. Where is our result? Is going to store REV. This is the variable can be used for storing the result here. So printf reversing number is equal to %b, comma, where is our result? REV. See, this is the logic can be used for reversing the digits of a given number. I am compiling this one. There is no errors here. I am running. Let us see, it is asking to enter the input value. So enter the n value. So let us take the n value as 369. So we are expecting the result as 963. Let us see here. Reversing number is equal to 963. This is the logic has to be developed for. Let us take the another value here. I am taking 45698. It is we are expecting the result as 89654. See here. This is the reversing number for the given number. This is the logic has to be developed for reversing the digits of a given number. Let us work out on this one. How our computer can trace this one? Let us see. Let us take the new one. See, this is the logic has to be developed. Before that, take the input value. Some n is equal to, we have to take the 56. The small example I am taking, n is equal to 56. We are expecting the result as reverse is equal to 65. This is the result we are expecting, 65. Now let us trace this one. First I am checking while n greater than 0. What is the n value? 56. 56 greater than 0. Here condition is true here. After that it has to execute the statements here. First calculate the remainder. Remainder is equal to n modulus 10. What is the n value? 56. 56 modulus 10. That gives the remainder as 6 here. The last digit as the remainder for me. So next one, reverse. Reverse is equal to reverse into 10. What is the reverse? 0. 0 into 10 plus remainder, that is equal to 6 here. That is equal to 6. Okay. After that we have to divide the n value. N is equal to n by 10. N in the sense 56 by 10, that is equal to 5. Okay. This is the first iteration. Here our condition is true only. We have to continue these conditions until we get the false here. Let us check the next one. While I am taking the new values n greater than 0. What is n value? 5. 5 greater than 0. Condition is true. Okay. Next one. We have to check the remainder. Remainder is equal to 5 modulus 10, that is equal to 5 here. Next, calculating the reverse. Reverse is equal to reverse into 10 plus, what is the reverse value previously? 6. 6 into 10 plus, what is the remainder value? 5, that is equal to 65. Next, n is equal to n by 10. N by 10, n in the sense 5. 5 by 10, that is equal to 0. Whenever it is checking the condition, while 0 is greater than 0, condition is false here. Whenever this condition is false, then it is come out from the loop and it has to print the reverse value. What is the reverse value here? That is 65 is the result for us. Clear? Okay, so reversing number is equal to percentile d. The result can be stored in the variable of RE reverse, so that result will be displayed on the screen here. So this is the logic has to be developed while we are reversing. Now let us take the next program, that is displaying the multiplication table of the given number. So whatever the number we have provided, that number multiplication table has to be print for us. Okay. Now let us see. This is the simple logic. See here. Here we have taken the header files and our execution can start with the main function. Here let us take the variables as 2, that is the n means we have to provide the which number multiplication table we want. That number we have to provide. After that, initially we have assigned the I value is equal to 1. Okay, no need, here we have already written that one. So just take the n value. Now it is asking to enter the number which table we want and read the n value. Now we are checking by using the for loop. Here we can provide the 3 parts directly: initialization part, condition part and increment or decrement part here. So initially we have assigned I value is equal to 1, we have taken the 10, that means it can print the table up to 10. That means for example we have to take in the value as 2 means it can display 2 tens are 20, up to that only it can be print here. Okay, if you want 20 means you can take the 20 here. Okay, like this, and how much we want, you can take the number 10, 20, 30 like that here. Now see here, it can print the value as percentile d into percentile d. That means our table structure is like this: 2 into 1 is equal to 2, like that. Okay, so our table is also print like that. That's why we can return the statement like this: percentile d into percentile d, that is equal to percentile d. Here in first percentile d we need the n value. That means for that particular table we have to print, that's why we can take the n here. In second percentile d we can take the I value, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. So we can take the I value. Next, here this percentile d means it is multiplying those two, that means n into I. 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 4 twos are 6 like that. Okay. Let us see here. I am compiling this one. Let us see. I am executing this one. Okay, there is no errors, it is ready to execute. It is asking to give the number, which table you want to print, I am providing 3. That means let us see here. It is printing the third table. 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 3 threes are 9 like that. So for which table we want to print, we have to provide that number here. That table will be print here. Just observe here. Just it can give the 3 tens are 30 only. Okay. Now I want up to 20 means just we have to provide the 20 here. Let us see. I am giving the 20. Check here. And which table we want. I am providing 3. See here. It can give up to 20. 3 20 is a 60. Like that it will print the values up to which table we want. Okay, just the simple logic here. We have to write down I into I is equal to percentile sum n into I, like that. That means we have to provide the direct values here. This is the table, which number table we want n, and this is the count value increment, and this is the multiplication. Like this we can provide the statement here for printing the multiplication table. Okay, note it down. Okay, let us take the next number. Okay, the next program is to write a program to print whether the given number is prime or not. Okay, we will continue next session. Thank you.